Thinking about like major transformation, or like we just kind of trimming it?
I mean, if you're up for a transformation, I am. I just decided to let it go. I've always wanted a little bit longer haircut, and I knew I wanted to come to Bob and try to get a new look for myself. So I grew my beard out as long as I could stand, and I got my hair as long as I could without getting fired or reprimanded, and I think it's time for a change.
How long has it been since your last haircut, sir?
A little over 5 months. So it was right at the end of March when I got my last haircut.
What was the original cut?
Just the
that classique.
4 or 5 on the side, a little longer on the top, and then you go.
Just a little bit of that.
End of the day.
And this beard, same thing. Just like let it ride.
Yeah, I've been making my own beard oil for a little while, and then
damn it.
I bought some of the.
Definitely not as good as ours.
Well, but I got the shampoo and then the softener, which
hell yeah.
When your beard is this coarse, it's almost like
you need all the help you can get.
You need everything.
Yeah. For sure. Well, let's get into it, man. So what I'm looking for is like how much weight on the sides and how much length up top is like the overall shape. So you can see right here, a lot of that hair still goes all the way down to the ear. So that helps me establish like what length we might bring it down to. Oh my goodness gracious.
Is that me again? Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get you closer to this than that.
Yeah, I looked at that this morning and I was like, man, he's got hair that goes from the top to his ear. I don't have that yet.
That, and the other thing is that like you're not in the chair very often, so if it's already that long, you're gonna get back to a spot where you're just like, oh my god, this is a lot of hair. The fact that it curls up like this.
So what's the health of my hair look like after basically doing nothing to it for 5 months?
So when I got back to cutting after the lockdown, and we were wearing gloves, trying to be extra careful, I couldn't feel people's hair. And one of the things that I do as a barber is, as I'm combing through hair, people are just like, oh, why is he just combing it and just playing with it? I'm looking at things like how it falls, how it bounces back up. I'm looking for the little sprouties that are a lot shorter. Since you haven't cut it in so long, you should not have any evidence of like fraying, you know? So as I'm combing it, I'm just kind of like scanning for that stuff. And as I run my hands through your hair, I'm just feeling the texture. So right now, yes, it is lovely. Yeah, it feels very smooth. It feels very plump. It's got some elasticity to it. You know, I'm running all the way down to the bottom. You can feel it like it'll get glassy or a little brittle at the ends on some people. And the fact that yours doesn't do it as much, and that all the hairs are very similar length, like you do that and they're all about the same length right here, that's usually a good sign that your hair is healthy. So cut off a lot of that weight up top right away, just got rid of some of the bulk, and now I'm seeing where it's starting to fall. And I want it to have like a dramatic overhang. I want it to be longer, so when you push it back, it blends out like this, where it's not just like a little sprouty up front. We'll add some texture to it to lighten it up a bit, because it's still, I mean, it's been half a year of hair growth, you know? So I've established some length here. It's nice and long, like in a lot of those pics. It's got some weight. You can see it's a lot shorter than the rest of them. So we're gonna use this as our guide and then go into the rest of the cut here on the side.
So I got a hair question for you.
Absolutely.
Why is my hair so curly in the back? Is it just because it's what gets brushed the least, or is it like my hair literally grows different there?
It is the texture of your hair is wavy. What happens is that a lot of this hair will yank, the weight of it will yank it out a little bit. So some of those waves, it's not so wavy that it's going to be rigid and strong enough to like pull up all the curls. Like mine is like wavy from the root to the tip. Yeah. Yours is because there's less stress on these guys, they'll start to wave up on their own. Yeah, it's just your hair texture, and it can change over time, like with just your environment and your age and your bones getting brittle. So taking off a lot of the bulk, I want to see how this is lying. Since your head is not shaped like Jake Gyllenhaal or your face, yeah, we'll just dial it in now. Start like softening up the edges, really get it dialed in. Happy with the length up top.
Looks amazing.
As I clean up around these edges, I'm gonna tuck these in a little bit. Now that I see some of these curls coming out, I want to finesse them a little bit more without being too aggressive. Like how some of this hair still like comes back, but it's off of your ears. Any shorter, it's gonna start to spring up. And I'm worried about that too, because trying to consider all the things that you mentioned earlier. You want to be able to push it back without like effort and like enough length to still maintain some weight, but without having to put a ton of product and effort.
You know how old I am? I listen to NPR when I get in the car. Like people, if like a valet jumped in my car, it'd be like,
ah, dude, he'd be so bummed.
He'd be like, oh yeah, I know this guy.
Yeah, this guy's definitely not gonna tip me.
Look, whoa. I'll give him.
Maybe it's because he's an adult. He's gonna tip me.
I'll give him a free tote bag for my pledge drive.
Hey, which way do you typically comb your hair?
Which way do I dress? I don't really know. It's literally been pushed back for so long, I kind of lost.
Well, with that cowlick that you have, it's getting a lot of volume coming to the right, which is pretty typical for most guys. Just like the flow of hair with y'all's our cowlicks and whorls and things. So. Yeah,
I'm right-handed. Makes sense.
I don't think it has to do with anything like that, but.
Wait, are you telling me that cowlicks have like a distinct direction?
There's a whorl, right? Everyone's got a whorl. Some people have two, and that second one is usually the cowlick.
Are you telling me that like most people's cowlicks goes counterclockwise versus clockwise?
It goes clockwise. Most people's, if you come and check out his right here. So his is right in the middle. It goes in this direction. You can see it starts right there. It goes like this. So yes, majority of people's whorls is like usually right here, shifted left to right, a little higher, a little lower, but it goes in this direction. That's why you can comb, most guys will comb their hair to the right.
Wait, did I tell you that you were the first person, when I got a haircut from you, that was the first time I ever got my eyebrows trimmed?
You're welcome.
What? They've grown like crazy ever since, so conspiracy theory.
Oh yeah, that's how I keep you coming back, man.
You got any crazy thoughts?
So what I'm looking for is how low this, it's really light here, it starts getting dense at the bottom.
Yeah.
Very, like a low hanging beard as opposed to getting like really, mine grows out from my eyeballs and it grows out,
I know,
so.
which is lucky.
But trying to consider that, so I don't want to cut it so short that the darkest part is only this little section right here. I want to see how much it comes off of the face right here, because I want it to have a nice shape, a nice balance to it. I don't want to just trim it up because it'll look good, but I want it to look great-ish.
Yeah, I always assumed that the top line would fill in, but after like doing nothing to it for 5 months and having started with something, I was like, oh no. It'll be thin until something happens. You have a very tough beard texture to research. I'm like, wiry men's beard, and then you get some like real weirdos.
Yeah, that's they can get tricky because some of your hairs were like really long, some of them are a lot shorter. They kink up, some of them break off. It grows from a lower part of your cheek. So yeah, just taking all that into consideration is gonna just help you get the best looking beard, the easiest to maintain as well. Because yeah, it's one thing to put in all the effort to straighten it out and do all these crazy looking things to make it look great as you're walking out, but then a couple of days later you wash through it, it starts growing out. I like to consider what it's gonna look like in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I had looked at beard straightener just kind of out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I mean, like anyone selling a product's gonna make it look good, but I couldn't think about spending that much time straightening my beard.
Every day.
Like you're kind of like forcing it to do something. I want it to be a little more authentic.
Authentic to Brady. So I'm gonna put some moisture in it now that I got some of the weight off and come through it a little bit easier.
You like this curl outwards? I'm fighting that all the time.
It
looks really funny.
Some heat, a round brush, a little effort would definitely work that out for you. It doesn't help that that's probably exactly where the mask goes to. Just like accentuates all the worst parts of our beards. But like you said, so that's why I was trying to like pull it out and see where some of that thickness was, and do more of a shaping as opposed to just like assuming that if I just cut it at this length, it's gonna like behave properly. So
I'm pretty good at maintenance, but I've just had issue with trying to get the shape right. I mean, shaping your beard can be a little tough.
When you're gonna clean this up, and instead of just taking a clipper and following the shape of your face, which would cut all that beard off, and then just give you really long front, elongate your head, which is not necessarily, you're an architect, man, having like balanced proportions is gonna be the more appealing to the eye. Following the shape of this plane of the face, I feel like is a much smarter thing to do.
Cool.
So the way that you would do that and maintain it at your own home is standard comb, even something a little wider like a flat top comb. Comb it straight to the top of your ear, or that nub. I'm talking about this top tooth right here. That's your pivot point, and you're gonna just comb out, and then you just go straight down, and then start lowering it down till the beard is like this. Because like I said, if you just got a comb, like a guard on your beard, and just followed it, all these would go away, and it would just like tuck in straight to your jawline and make your face look a lot sharper, and not necessarily in a good way either.
Yeah, I've done that before, so.
So that plane, you can find that plane. Like if you have something with a guard or not a guard, I'm putting this heel, I mean this clipper is running, and I'm not gonna cut any of that beard off. I'm using the heel of the clipper, and I'm following the shape of the face to come straight down. I'm not like letting it pitch and follow the shape of the face with the teeth. So that's what I was talking about, that plane that I'm imagining. It's like right here from this sideburn area, and I just let that thing run straight down. So this is on your skin, but it's not actually cutting anything because I'm not leading with the teeth.
Yeah.
And that's another way you can create that fuller shape with confidence. Like with some longer mustaches, you can comb them up, put your fingers on them, and then I usually, same thing, following the shape of the mouth, shape of the mustache, I'll align my fingers instead of just like straight across. I'll comb it out in the direction, the shape of the lips. So this is the angle that your lips are coming, and then I'll just tap these guys like this. That way, same thing, if you wanted some extra length on this chop portion of your mustache, because I'm just following the shape away from your face, it gives it a little bit of length so it has some taper to it, and then you can push it back into the beard. If I was real close to the face, I'm chopping it a lot more aggressively, and that gives you a lot less to play with.
Someone had told me once that plastic combs weren't great for combing out your beard.
So there is a lot of truth to that. A lot of combs are made in molds, and they're squished together and they're injected, so they have a little bit of a sharp edge in that little meeting spot where they connect. What word am I looking for? I don't know. The joint, thank you. So more expensive combs, higher quality combs, are going to be manufactured in a way that's a lot more gentle on hair, because what happens is as you're combing through hair, that sharp edge from the joint on a cheaper comb, plastic typically, is going to cut through your hair. Or it's going to fray it, or it's going to be very aggressive on it. So a nicer $11 comb like this YS Park. Somebody asked me the model the other day. This is a 339. So there you go. But like the combs that Beardbrand makes, same thing. They're made out of an acetate that has a nice round, soft edge to where the plastic is jointed, and then it's polished out. So as you're combing through, it's like smoothing out the hair as opposed to being super aggressive and like.
So I was using a really cheap like I got it at maybe Picture Day in like 1994. It's just like been in my bag ever since. So I was using one of those for a while, and then someone had told me that, and I switched to a wooden comb.
Yes, and it's the same thing. It's wooden combs have softer edges, so they're going to be a lot less aggressive on hair, especially already brittle, weak beard hair.
Whoa. This is a strong, this is strong beard
This is
hair.
a strong beard. Yeah, this is a pirate. This is a Captain Morgan beard. Since your hair's a little dry already, you don't want to re-drench it. I like to pick up the hair and then just kind of spritz towards the roots of the hair, because we're going to work it out eventually when we start combing through it again.
I had a question, like how much, with a beard this length and like my beard style, how much oil is too much? Because
That's a great question. So for a beard of this length or longer, I usually tell guys about 4 to 5 drops. The thing is,
I was using like 8 or 9, but
So-
that was when it was at like full,
so here's the thing.
full size.
If you're only using beard oil tends to evaporate, and then you're gonna feel parched. Your beard's gonna feel parched at the end of the day. So adding a little bit more might be actually a good thing. But if you're using like a quality oil with, and then following it up with a balm, in conjunction, you can use a lot less of them, and they're gonna do different things for you. So a beard oil is gonna drench your skin, give it a lot of nutrients that it needs to like produce the hair, keep your skin nice and healthy. And it's gonna coat some of the hair, but the utility balm is going to protect the hair and keep it moisture for the long portion of the day. So
I was really surprised
oil-
when I read that oil only lasted for like 4 hours maybe.
think of it as a sprinter. It's going to get on your skin. It's going to take care of the business. It's going to do its job right away. Then the balm is going to stick around a little bit longer and kind of infuse. It's got a little bit of a wax in it, so it's going to cool off in cooler temperatures, and then it's going to warm up when you go outside. Some of that body temperature. It's going to reinfuse into the hair, re-moisturize. When you're loading up your oil, here's a 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's really, you can get away with a lot of.
Yeah, I was always surprised when I would come home at lunch and my beard would look so different than when I left the house that morning. And I'd kind of run some more through it, but like I couldn't believe how much my beard had changed over just a couple hour period.
So when you apply it, make sure when you're applying the oil especially, make sure you're getting it down to the skin. So I like to run my fingers through the hair, pull it through. So if I only had beard oil, I can really do a good job of it on that first go. Then, with a nice product like some beard balm, same thing. You only need the back of your thumb to get about a pea-sized amount. Emulsify. So I love this stuff because it turns into a liquid really quickly. That's a good indicator that your body warmth is going to keep it nice and moist. The same thing, just really want to work it in there. And because it's got some of the heavier properties to it, it's going to tame some of those stragglers and give it a better shape throughout the day. So.
Fantastic. I feel like they took a pound of hair off.